Good morning, happy Wednesday. So niya pagyapon kita sa Exodus. Ini kita sa paghatag sa balaod ug nagiya naman nato ni on the perspective nga to take care, di man take care, but to really talk about the pride of Israel. Nawa pa nila makita ang balaod, ang terms and conditions sa kontrata sa Ginoo sa ilaha. And they already said yes. And that exposed them a lot. Kita gayon ang ilang pagsalig silang kaugalingon. Pero on the other hand, wala man pud sila tawag ni rason ni dili mo say yes sa Ginoo. The God who really brought them out of Egypt, isulti man sa Ginoo sila. So that was the perspective before sa ato nakita. But karon there's a different angle. Ug mo ning kagwapo sa gospel sa mga balita sa narrative sa Bible, it's because it is multifaceted. Murag ka ng diamante. Yung bisan asa nimo ang gulo tanawon anindot gyud siya. So, we'll look at it on a different perspective. The very paradoxical. Now, the reason why God gave them the commandments, or of course in Exodus 20 it is the Ten Commandments. Atong wala pa nila nasupak. So, the reason why God gave it to them is for them to be free. So they were freed from Egypt, from slavery, and what God wants them is to continue to be free, to keep them free. Now, paradoxical man kay how to be free is to be given 10 commandments basically to tell them sa ang pagkinabuhi nga gawas nun. Now, of course, later on we know that there were 613. But that came after the Ten Commandments and after they broke that one, di ba? And that's why God added more, ubay-ubay pa. And then nasulat na dayon ng uban pa ng mga balaod even to the tiniest detail of their lives na appeal na. But this one was really about freedom. And I believe mao gini ang primary nga purpose sa Ginoo for giving it to them. Ang atong notion, ang atong unahuna nga pagbasa sa commandments, we think that God is putting people in the box. Di ba? Pero dili. If you look at it, He wants them to be free. That's why the first commandment, you shall have no other gods. And that's very freeing. Because in Egypt, they had plenty of gods. Pharaoh himself was God. All those plagues were gods of Egypt. And for 400 years that they were there, ilan na gining na-appeal silang kultura. Nasagol na gid sa ilaha. And that's why God had to pull them out there and to give them a new identity and to pakita sa ilaon sa sila klase nga tao. They were God's own chosen people. Di ba? Mao magito mo nga to. If you follow these commandments, you will be my people. I will call you my people. You will be a people of priests and kingdoms. Ginharian. So, dili gusto sa Ginoo ang ilang mga pamaagi dito sa Egypt. And one of those daghan kay sila mga Diyos-Diyos. So, mao tong ingon na Ginoo, there should be only one God and that's me. Now, this is not even about simba. Mao gini ang problema kay short circuit kay atong understanding sa Biblia. Gigamit gini diretso sa relihiyon sa legalismo. You don't even see here again it talking about worship. It does talk about there's only one God because in Pharaoh in Egypt there were plenty of gods and God had to lutason, win them out of that idea. Diba? Mao gali atong na-realize when we are looking into the narrative of the Bible, katong mga karaan nato nga mga pangunahon na atong gai-unlearn. And that's what God was also doing to the Israelites. They were unlearning what they had learned from Egypt. So, atong basahon gani. Okay, there's only one God. Sa second, you must not misuse my name. Because I am God. Ayaw gamita sa laing mga butang na mga walay kapuslanan. And another thing, to just show that He is God, you have to honor Him. You're going to remember to observe the Sabbath. That's the seventh day. And for us, that's Sabado. And this is not talking about simba. What it tells us is to rest on that day because from Sunday sa ilang kalendaryo from Sunday, which is the first day of the week, but we have made it to Monday, di ba? But Sunday until Friday, they work, they do what they have to do, but they have to rest on the Sabado. It doesn't talk about worship, it talks about rest, pahulay. Sa gali, they were given double portion on a Friday. So they have to rest on a Saturday, the Sabbath, para magpahulay sila. Sa doble ang gihatag na mana, doble ang gihatag nga kuwela protina sa ilaha. So, mao nilang buhaton. And that's very freeing, di ba? Even the command, isa ka adlaw sa tibok semana makapahulay ka. That's freedom. So, tanaw nimo, honor your father and mother, then you will live a long life full in the land the Lord your God is giving you. Tinuod. Kung magkinabuhi ka nga dili gubuto nimo imong ginikanan, mas maayo imong kinabuhi. Pero kung magsupak-supak ka, dili maayo imong kinabuhi. That's very freeing. You must not murder, of course, kung makapatay ka. Unsay balo sana kamatayon usab. And that's not freeing, that's enslaving. You must not commit adultery, of course. So klaro ka din nga God was then introducing to them monogamy. So isa lang ang imong bana, imong misis. You must not commit adultery because it's really enslaving. If you have plenty of wives and plenty of husbands, problema man na. You must not steal. Of course, when you get something that is not yours, that's again very enslaving. Di ba? Pero kung ayaw nilang panghilabot sa diimuha, mas maayo. You must not testify falsely against your neighbor. So ayaw pagmaritis. Nga walay pruiba. Because that's very freeing. You are not tinood bitaw kung dili lang ta manghilabot sa kinabuhi sa uban. Magmaya itong ginhawa pero makubalo na ta sa ilang mga istorya, samok, di ba? You must not covet your neighbor's house. You must not covet your neighbor's wife, male or female servant, ox or donkey or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. And that's very freeing. Di ba? And once you take them away, that's enslaving. It will enslave you again. So, I don't know, most likely, these things, God was addressing what was happening in Egypt most likely. There were really no laws there. But kung Egyptian ka, mas taas ka. I don't know, amongst them, nasa sila yung mga problema. And it seems, nagan sila yung mga problema kay the chapter before this was the one where Jethro, the Midian, he was not an Israelite. He's not from the family of Abraham. But he was a priest of Midian and they're used to practicing a lot of bad things God doesn't like. But ingon dito, they've been observing what God has been doing to Israel, and that's why si Jethro, he went there to Moses, and nalipay ka siya and even offered a sacrifice to God. But the context there was that Moses was having a hard time with the disputes of the people. So, gipasagdan lang sila sa Ginoo how they settle it. Ingon si Jethro nga, ayaw, buhata tanan. Ingon sila, this is a manual on leadership. I don't think so. This is a reflection of who Israel is, who were the Israelites, the Hebrewanon, when they were there in Egypt. Gubot kasi sila, dagang silang disputes. And when God gave them the 10 Commandments on Exodus 20, it was telling them how to free your life from disputes. There should be only one God. Don't misuse His name. Rest on the 7th day. Do not murder. Do not steal. Because that is the cause of disputes. Do not take somebody else's wife. That will really be a big dispute. Diba? And God was addressing these things here in Exodus 20. Dili aksidente nga from Jethro was trying to advise Moses nga, this is what you do. Ayaw, buhata tanan. These are 2 million people and they have been disputing over their lives in Egypt. Let's put order in them. And this is it. Live a free life. And this is my idea. Just follow these 10 commandments and you will live a free life. So again, it's very paradoxical. When we talk about the commandments, we always remember the Sabadista and we think, this is very religious and legalist. And even, katong mga Kristohano na, when they see this one, commandments, good na. But no, it's actually telling them they were freed from Egypt and how to keep free now that they were outside of Egypt. Yes, if you analyze it, very paradoxical. Yes, those were commands, but it's just telling them this is how you live a free life. Ano na aragod? Tanaw lagod basaha pag utro. Kung dili nimo sundo no di ba matagaki kagawasan? Nga isa ra atong Dios wa na lain. Inato binuangan niya ngalan, magpahulay kita. Naipahulay, di ba? Ayaw pagpangawat, ayaw pagbuhat og daotan sa imong kaminyoon, ayaw pag supak-supak sa imong ginikanan, ug ayaw kuha ang dili imuha. That's a freeing life. Di ba? So very paradoxical. So maayo gid kay ang Ginoo. And in fact, that is his reminder for us today. So nindot kaning panglantaw kabahin sa balaod ng gihatag sa Ginoo. He freed Israel from Egypt and he wants them to be free, to keep them free through the 10 Commandments. So hope everybody is having a great week. Maayong buntag.